Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking. Got a lot more coming. We're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah. We've got a lot more coming.
I'm your host, Kanisha Flavia. My apologies. I am your host, Kanisha Flavia, and you are tuned in to 92.1 and 91.1 in the South, and also stream via television on UTV channel 124. I'd like to say good evening to those also in the diaspora, London, England, USA, those in the Caribbean. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Speak On It. I am indeed elated to be here with you guys again for the 6th episode of the show. I trust that each and every one of you had a great weekend and you are ready for the week ahead. It is a rainy day here in St. Lucia and also in the Caribbean. Those who are driving, please exercise precaution, and like Jubwa would say, Shime Muye Taya Glinsi. As usual, we have a lot of information to share with you during the course of this evening's program. Just to reiterate, the intention of this show is to disseminate the information, discuss the issues, and to present the achievements happening in St. Lucia. And I will be hearing from you when you will be given the opportunity to call and speak on it at 489-4987. You can also call us via the WhatsApp number 489-4871, and also you can send us your message via this number. Okay, I just want to go ahead and shout out to those who are listening via Radio Land, those on our Facebook page, as well as television on channel 124. Okay, we will digress a little and speak on a video in circulation via the different mediums from last Monday's show. And that video was going around all the social media platforms with reference to an error I did in pronouncing a word, activist. And I want to state to the naysayers that I am not here to not make mistakes. I will make the mistakes. They will come. But the most important is that the information being shared to the people out there who most need it. Okay? The information is being shared of the government. It must never be lost. Like the great Rick Wayne said to me over the weekend, Kanisha, you are not there to not make mistakes. Continue providing that information. Continue remaining as confident in what you are doing. And by the hook or by the crook, one day the information will be taken in by the people. And the video went all around. People made the fun. I had my laugh as well. When I went over and reviewed the show, I realized the mistake was made, and I did have a laugh. But you know that David had all kinds of things come against him, people, armies, even his own family. And for those who want to feel sorry for me, I just want to let you know that God is behind me, fighting the scenes of my life, and there are lots of discouraging and difficult situations coming for me. But God, the God that I serve, continue to place me out of reach, They can't touch me, they can't defeat me. I will continue to remain confident, for I know the forces that are for me are greater than the forces against me. I repeat, the forces that are for me are greater than the forces against me. Okay, now we are going to the popular talk show host, Richard Frederick, who had a ball with that video as well. And a lot of things were said by him, and but what he did not pay attention to was the way that the Labour Party would push him aside and not choose him as the candidate for the Castries Central seat. Let us hear a short video by the leader of the opposition, which is the political leader of the National Labour Party, on a show with the Morning Heat with Scotty and Franny, and let's listen to what he had to say with reference to the Castries Central seat.
The Castries Central candidate, it is a hot seat.
And that's exactly your agreed.
So what is happening?
The Labour Party has in Central Castries. There are.
I hate Richard Frederick.
I said the Labour Party.
Okay.
The Labour Party has in Central Castries.
For yourself, the Labour Party, he said the Labour Party and not Richard Frederick. So it looked like for all these years that he has been fighting going forward for the Labour Party, they have shifted him aside, and he failed to realize that the people, or the Labour Party rather, have used him and used him in a bad way to go ahead and spread the propaganda, the misinformation that he has provided on his show Thursday after Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and provide you with a clip from some recordings that was listed, or showed rather, on the show with Timothy Puleo on Real FM.
Hi, good afternoon to you, Connor.
Tim, I listened to Richard Frederick a while ago. I almost vomit.
Let me tell the individual, I am in Central a registered voter. I will never, ever again in my life, ever vote him.
Hi, good afternoon to you, Connor.
Tim, I listened to Richard Frederick a while ago. I almost vomit.
Okay, so there you have it. Some of the callers who called into the talk show last week Friday with reference to Richard stating that he would be running the seat in Castries Central. He might not know, or he choose not to know, that he is not as popular in Castries Central that he used to be, and the people there do not want him. And if he is popular as he says he is, why didn't he run the seat in Castries Central the last election? Why was the seat not run? You know why? Because he realized that he would not be able to defeat Sarah, and hence the reason he bowed down. And that is the fact. And it has been known that the Labour Party does not want to have anything to do with Richard Frederick because of the caliber of the man, the type of person he is, a questionable character, and everyone knows that. And it was Kenny Anthony, Honorable Kenny Anthony, who said that the worst thing to ever happen with Lucian politics is Richard Frederick. And he did not lie when he said that. Okay? So I'm just going to show a clip by Dr. Kenny Anthony, and we're going to take our first break and get back to what this show is really about.
Tell Richard Frederick to stay in his section.
Welcome to the Entertainment Nation on steroids.
UTV and Hitz FM, sinking the eyes and the ears of tomorrow today. Not only can you see it, you can feel it. Airing on channel 124 or tune into radio 92.1 FM is Trisha Lionel in the morning at 11. Also airing live with Lisa and the ever controversial Revolution with Christopher Hunt. That's right, we don't do it normal. Stay locked in with UTV and Hitz FM, channel 124 and 92.1 FM. UTV, TV for you.
It's hurricane season. Know the BBCs of water safety. Boil or bleach and clean. Boil. Bring water to a rolling boil for at least 5 minutes. Cool and then use immediately or store in a clean container and seal until needed for use. Bleach. If you cannot boil water, use 8 drops of unscented bleach for each gallon of water. Stir and let stand for 30 minutes. Use immediately or store in a clean container and seal until needed for use. Clean. Always clean all containers with bleach and wash out thoroughly before storing water in them.
This message brought to you courtesy the Bureau of Health Education of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
With all that's happening around us, simple adjustments are necessary to keep us all safe. When calling 911, we may need a little more information to deploy the right personnel and protocols. You may be asked about your travel history, signs and symptoms, contact and movement history, and whether others in your household are exhibiting similar symptoms. Please be patient and cooperative during this time to ensure you receive the best possible care while keeping our first responders safe.
Keep talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking. Got a lot more coming. We're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah. We've got
again, St. Lucia. After the break, we want to thank you for staying with us. You are tuned into Hitz FM 92.1 and 91.1 in the south, and also UTV channel 124. I want to say good evening to those on the Facebook Live. Good evening to you, and I hope that you are having a great evening. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go on to our second segment of the show this evening. You are tuned in to Speak On It, and I am your host, Kanisha Flavian. Okay, as of August 14th, St. Lucia was rated the #1 in country in the Caribbean for our COVID-19 response. As you know, we are right now 100% recovery of our 26 patients who were affected with COVID-19, and we want to urge people to continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols, such as washing your hands frequently, practicing social distancing, wearing masks in public, and staying home if you feel sick. By adhering to the recommendations from the health officials on continuing to work together, we can continue to defeat COVID-19. I want to say kudos to the CMO, the first responders, the government of St. Lucia, our Prime Minister, who have worked tirelessly in fighting this pandemic. Also, the Honorable Dominique Fede, who is in charge of the command center, and those on the board as well, and ministers in charge of health, the Minister of Health, Honorable Mary Isaac, and the health team in St. Lucia. I want to say to the naysayers, here is the proof that St. Lucia stands tall over the rest in its handling of this pandemic. It is sad when one cannot give credit to their own, and it has to take the regional or international organization to prove that the job is being handled with an A+. And I've always known that you must never want the government of the day to fail just because your party is not in power. It must always be country first. For to me, it's always country first. I fight for my country, and my party comes second. So we want to go ahead and congratulate the government in everything that they have done with reference to the response with the COVID-19 pandemic. We have done a great job, and I believe that the Prime Minister is right now on leave, and that leave is should be welcoming. I'm hoping that he's taking all the rest that he deserves. Okay, as usual, what we will do as of this moment is to place focus on one constituency of the work that is happening in that constituency. And this evening we will focus on the constituency of Dennery South. We will focus on the constituency of Dennery South, which is the parliamentary rep, Honorable Edmund Estefan, and he's also the minister in charge of youth and sports. Okay, we have seen Mr. Estefan for different elections, 3 consecutive elections, or 2 consecutive rather, that he has been the parliamentary representative for Dennery South. And I remember quite clearly that this was the first seat to be called for the United Workers' Party at the last election, June 6, 2016. So a lot has been done in the constituency of Dennery South, and I want to focus on that constituency this evening and provide you with a rundown on what have happened in that constituency. After I've done so, I will also provide you with a video of all what have happened as well. Okay, so again, we'll be focusing on the constituency of Dennery South. And in Dennery South, we have projects being done. Dennery South is Dennery Village proper, as well as La Pointe and Lime, also Lacaille, which makes part of Bois-Joli, also makes part of Dennery North. Okay, so we have the silting of the main river, which happened in Toilo, and that river was desilted in July of 2019, and you realize that the desilting work that have been going around in the country have brought a relief with reference to the flooding that we've been having before. So the desilting of the main river was done in Toilo. In Dennery Village, we had the La Pointe, rather, we had construction of many drains and footpaths, construction of railings as well, the block wall slab and also railing. We had construction of drains in Lime and Lacaille, also construction of road in Cox Street from End, and also in construction of footpath, retaining wall and drain in La Pointe Dennery. So I'm going to go ahead and provide you with a video of the work that have been done in the constituency of Dennery South by the parliamentary representative, Honorable Edmund Estefan. We have shown you the achievements so far in the constituency of Dennery South, by the parliamentary representative and the Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Edmund Estefan. In that short clip, there was some of the projects missing, which are now ongoing. We have the Lakai playing field. It's now under construction. There are some diggings going on right now, and the young men and women who use that facility will be receiving a brand new playing field before the end of the year. Also, we have a lot of CDB contracts going on in the constituency of Dennery South, especially in the Lakai Lime area. So again, we want to congratulate the Honorable PAL Rep for everything that he has done and continue to do for his people. On June 6, 2016, the Dennery people had placed confidence again in him to lead them and to provide the necessities and the basic needs that they need for the community. And I have I believe that the people will again vote for him in the next coming election. So we have had a great amount of work being done in the constituency of Dennery South, and we want to again thank the parliamentary representative for going ahead and doing so. Also, I'm going to move over to the constituency of Micoud North. The turf field right now it's still receiving attention. They've done the fencing for that the playing field, and over the weeks you'll see more improvements being done. Over in Grosley, which is led by Spider Montoute, the Piat Road is receiving the attention that it's so needed. These were the words that Emma Hippolyte, in her own words rather, said that they had no money under the St. Lucia Labour Party to fix those roads. Those roads were left in a deplorable condition. And if you have to calculate the amount of roads that are in that constituency of Grosley, we're speaking of in the amount of 400 plus roads in that constituency. But I can assure you that the Honorable Spider Leonard Montoute is doing everything in his power to give every possible road attention, because this is what he was elected to do, to serve the people and to work for the people, and he will be doing just that. Okay, if you I'm sure you guys listened to Richard Frederick's show last week Thursday. He made mention that the government is working, because he said that there are a lot of projects going on. A lot of projects are going on, and once these projects come to fruition, the Labour Party will never get back into power again. So we went ahead and provide to St. Lucians. We are a working government. We continue working. We only know how to work, and we will continue. Never minding the naysayers, never minding the detractors, we will continue providing for the people of St. Lucia and for all St. Lucians. Red or yellow, we will provide for all St. Lucians. We will take a quick break, and we will be right back with more on Speak On It. Stay tuned.
Keep talking.
With all that's happening around us, simple adjustments are necessary to keep us all safe. When calling 911, we may need a little more information to deploy the right personnel and protocols. You may be asked about your travel history, signs and symptoms, contact and movement history, and whether others in your household are exhibiting similar symptoms. Please be patient and cooperative during this time to ensure you receive the best possible care while keeping our first responders safe.
UTV.
I know you want to say
got it. If you identify with the most pulsating, the most riveting, the most eye-capturing UTV. To advertise with UTV, dial 484-7588 or 572-7588. For some of the most competitive rates, amazing programming, and bang for your buck. The most popular streaming channel, UTV 124 on Facebook. Get it now. Check us out on Instagram at UTV 124. Email us utvslu@gmail.com. UTV. It's not just for me. It's definitely TV for you.
It's It's hurricane season. Know the BBCs of water safety. Boil or bleach and clean. Boil. Bring water to a rolling boil for at least 5 minutes. Cool and then use immediately or store in a clean container and seal until needed for use. Bleach. If you cannot boil water, use 8 drops of unscented bleach for each gallon of water. Stir and let stand for 30 minutes. Use immediately or store in a clean container and seal until needed for use. Clean. Always clean all containers with bleach and wash out thoroughly before storing water in them.
This message brought to you courtesy the Bureau of Health Education of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Keep talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking.
Okay, thank you so much, St. Lucia, again for staying tuned to speak on it. You are listening to Hitz FM 92.1 in the north and 91.1 in the south. Also, we are streamed via television, UTV, channel 124. Again, a pleasant good evening to all who have been listening. I want to thank you for staying tuned to speak on it. Okay, over the weekend or into last week and over the weekend, we have had an issue that have been going on with reference to the carbon development, and I will speak shortly, briefly rather, with reference to that, and we will hear from the Honorable Herod Stanislas, who is in charge of physical planning. So carbon investment, they were able to come into St. Lucia and go ahead and provide or looking to provide a golf course in the north of the island. Okay, there have been a lot of misinformation that have been going around by the usual suspects, and they know themselves. I don't wish to mention any names. And the Herod Stanislas, he's come out and provided the information to the people of St. Lucia. So we're going to listen to the Honorable Minister as to what he has to say with reference to the carbon issue.
I want to reinstate today that the cabinet conclusion clearly states that carbon development had a sublease on the parcels of land. It was already in existence. Those leases were issued to Cap Estate Limited in 1973 for 75 years. There is a 28-year grace period time remaining on those leases, and basically the cabinet conclusion is an extension of those leases to another 75 years. Secret Beach, Casaba Beach, Donkey Beach, none of those beaches were leased to carbon development. So, in essence, the beaches remain public. In fact, all the beaches on the island remain public so that citizens have unlimited access to the beaches. There should not be any impediments of our citizens for the use of our beaches for recreational purposes. So I want to reiterate again, the cabinet conclusion is very clear that it is the existing leases that was extended to Cabot on condition that Cabot enters into agreement with Cap Estate Limited for surrender of the head lease to the Crown so that the Department of Physical Planning and Cabinet can further give or make adjustments to the lease and new terms and agreements to the lease for an additional 75 years. No lease of Secret Beach, Casaba Beach, Donkey Beach, or any of those other beaches in that area was leased to Cabot. I also want to let St. Lucians know that this is not the first time that Queen's Chain is leased to developers or to local persons who own property adjoining to the Queen's Chain. This is not a new practice. This is not something that this government initiated as we came into office. In front of me right now there, I have several leases, Queen's Chain leases, dating back to the 1970s. The lease between Cap Estate and the state was in 1973. I have it right there, and I can make copies available to you all for your information. I also have leases there in 1989. Then we have leases of the Queen's Chain, Queen's property in the 2000s. You have a lease in 2000 there between the state and a business for the Queen's Chain. You have emphatic leases for 75 years, 99 years. You know, in 2005 we had leases. In 2004 we had leases of the Queen's Chain. 2006 we had leases of the Queen's Chain. I could go on to this other section right there. Those are the leases. We had leases in 2008, emphatic leases of the Queen's Chain. We had leases in 2011, 99-year emphatic leases, 2 hotels, 2 developers. We had emphatic leases issued in 2008 again, in 2009, 2014. So this is not something new. This is not a new practice. It's not a new policy. This has been a policy, an initiative, a practice of governments since the 1970s of leasing of the Queen's Chain to developers, to persons who own property adjacent to the Queen's Chain. Again, all beaches are public. There is unrestricted access to the beaches, either by foot or vehicular access. There are certain properties where you do not have vehicular right of way on the map sheet or the land registry, so persons usually access those beaches by foot. There are beaches where there is unrestricted vehicular access. If you come in by sea, you could access any beach on the island for recreational use. But I want to also stress that recreational use does not mean you could go to the beach and enjoy the pleasure of the beach how you want, in whatever manner that you wish to. For example, there are persons who go to the beach with horses, riding horses on the beach amongst people, children, have horses in the water. They drive their vehicles all the way onto the shoreline, restricting access and the free movement of people on the beach. This is not an orderly and responsible way or manner in enjoying the beach. But the beach remains public to each and everyone. Yeah. I can assure St. Lucians, Cabot have submitted a master plan. They have submitted proposals to the Department of Physical Planning, and we are taking it in stages in processing the various proposals. I can assure St. Lucians that there will not be any restricted access to the Casaba beach when we have finalized all the proposals issued by Cabot to the Department of Physical Planning and to the government. Yes, well, I know Marjorie's lease started in 2001, where she got a first 5-year lease of the area, the section of that Queen's Chain where she currently occupies, which was renewed, and subsequently it was renewed every year. She currently has a 1-year lease on that property, on that block and parcel number. I have never spoken to Miss Marjorie. I only saw Miss Marjorie on the television in some news clip. I know for sure we are not going to infringe on the rights of Miss Marjorie or prevent Miss Marjorie from earning a living, which she has been doing so for about 20 years or more in this particular area. There will be discussions with Miss Marjorie and the developers, and also with the parliamentary representative, Honorable Motut, and the Department of Physical Planning on the way forward. But we are going to do everything within our powers to work with the developer, with Miss Marjorie, and all stakeholders who currently have establishments on the beach at Casaba. But I want to reinstate again, the beach is public. There is going to be unrestricted access to the Casaba Beach, to Donkey Beach, to Secret Beach by the citizens of St. Lucia. Well, I heard of that, and the technocrats in the department have expressed their concerns about that to me, and we are working with the developers to ensure that if there is this right there, this historical preservation of the cemetery or the burial ground, that it is protected, that no development is built upon it, and that should be part of the history and the ecological aspect and development of the Casaba Beach and the Cabot development. Well, I am not certain of that. Again, the technocrats in the Department of Physical Planning are the ones working with the developer and, of course, the DCA. So they would be more familiar with the 18-hole and exactly where it ends and so on. So that is something that they will be more able to answer to the location of the 18-hole and Donkey Beach. But I want to also make it clear that I have spoken to the Department of Physical Planning, the PS, DPS, the head of the sections, that we need to look at a policy on the way forward of the use of the Queen's Chain and other aspects of public beaches on the island. So I'm hoping that very soon we will be able to come to the public as a department and lay out a policy on the way forward for the use, the rental, the leasing, and so on of Queen's Chain and the public beaches in St. Lucia. Yes, this happens all the time. They come with a master plan, but when it is reviewed by the technical committee in the Ministry of Planning, it goes to the board of the DCA. Many times they have to tweak it and to change it because it doesn't conform to the rules, the regulations of the planning unit or the planning laws of St. Lucia. So that happens all the time.
Okay, so you've heard it from the Minister in charge of Physical Planning, the Honorable Harold Stanislas, as to the issue with Cabot that is being created by the usual suspects on trying to detract the government, on trying to stop the government for going ahead and providing investment opportunities in St. Lucia. And you've heard it from the Honorable Harold Stanislas as it relates to the beach access. St. Lucians continue to have access to all beaches in St. Lucia. All the beaches will be accessed by St. Lucians, and like he stated, the Donkey Beach and Secret Beach, those beaches are not listed or will not be leased to Cabot. So we've gone ahead and debunked all the information that is provided from on the other side, and want to continue to assure St. Lucians that whatever the government is doing is in their best interest, rather, and by providing investment opportunities for investors. We've heard a lot about Cabot came in and took our NIC monies. We'll have issues with our pensions. That is not the case, and the NIC have provided a report about that in no way that the pensioners will funds will be affected. The NIC provided an interest rate loan to Cabot and had total security over the land. So if in case Cabot defaults on its payments, the land now belongs to NIC as opposed to staying idle in the hands of a receiver. So if the project succeeds, NIC gets its money back plus interest as well as future employee payments. And the NIC is sitting on millions of dollars of EC currency, which has difficulty investing in outside of the ECCU. So this investment was indeed welcomed by NIC. I want to state again that the investment was welcomed by NIC. Okay, so we've heard quite a lot of issues and quite a lot of concerns with reference to Miss Marjorie. And it's a discussion that is being held with the entrepreneur, and we want to continue those discussions with her and Cabot. And when she is ready, she will make her decision as to what she will do and will not do. So I urge the people of St. Lucia to not to go ahead and drink the information that is being said on the other side. The Labour Party supporters, they have tried many times to get this government into a loop, and they just seem to be failing. The straws that they are grabbing on, it just keeps on slipping out of their hands. So we want to continue ensuring St. Lucia that whatever is done by the government is in the best interest of all St. Lucians and for its people. Okay, we will take a quick break and we will be right back, and then we will take your calls. Stay tuned.
Keep talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey.
Is your hurricane emergency kit ready? If you need to evacuate quickly, you will need originals or certified copies of your NIS insurance card, health passport, national ID card, prescriptions, and other important health documents kept safe in waterproof Ziploc bags. Toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, sanitary, and other basic hygiene items. First aid kit, your prescription medications and supplies for chronic conditions. This is especially important for individuals living with chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and cancer. Be ready. Stay ready.
This message brought to you courtesy the Bureau of Health Education of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Welcome to the entertainment nation on steroids. UTV and Hitz FM, sinking the eyes and the ears of tomorrow today. Not only can you see it, you can feel it. Airing on channel 124 or tune into radio 92.1 FM is Trisha Lionel in the morning at 11. Also airing live with Lisa and the ever controversial Revolution with Christopher Hunt. That's right, we don't do it normal. Stay locked in with UTV and Hitz FM, channel 124 and 92.1 FM. UTV, TV for you.
For tuning in to Hitz FM 92.1 and 91.1, also UTV channel 124. You can go ahead and start calling us in and speak on any of the issues that is going on around and the achievements I spoke on in Denver South. You can always speak on this as well. I want to say congratulations to Shaquanda St. Rose from Viewfort. Yesterday he went ahead and launched his skin care products. It's named Glow Skincare, and this is a young entrepreneur from the constituency of Viewfort South, and I want to congratulate him and keep encouraging him to go ahead and do what is best for him. Even in this COVID time, you find persons going ahead and opening small businesses and making opportunities for themselves. So again, kudos to you, Shaquanda St. Rose. I hope that everything goes well for you and that your business blossom. And you can contact him on Facebook for his glow skin products. I am testimony of using them, and they worked magnificent. So again, congratulations to you, Miss St. Rose. Okay, again, you can give us a call here this evening, 489-4781, 489-4781, and let's speak on it. Good evening, we have our first caller. Welcome to Speak On It.
Good night. I noticed in your presentation on the achievements in Dennery South that you highlighted a number of projects, but they were all infrastructural. So I was wondering, are there any achievements as it relates to human development, and specifically in the area of sports, since Edmund Estefan is the Minister of Youth and Sports? Is there any success in the area of sports in Dennery South?
Okay, that's it. Hello. Okay. With reference to the human development, I am certain that Mr. Estefan, or rather the Honorable Estefan, have provided this for his people. He's always with his people, always listening to them. And they've gone ahead and provided, I'm sure that he has provided human development for the people of Dennery South, hence the reason for the continuous, they continue to elect him into a government. As it relates to the sports infrastructure, like I stated earlier, the field in Lakai is receiving attention. And also the field in Dennery Village proper is also receiving the attention. They've placed the lights on that field, and I think this is the most beautiful light in St. Lucia. Also their turf field, they're going to be receiving a turf field as well, and work is going on that field. Also, it was shown in the video earlier. Okay, thank you for calling. We have another call coming in. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. I noticed you spoke about the infrastructure, and you mentioned that Miss Emma Hippolyte said.
Okay. Can you speak up a little, ma'am? I can hardly hear what you're saying.
Yes, I noticed you spoke about the road infrastructure, and you spoke about Miss Emma Hippolyte Mouth. She said that they were not able to build the road because they were not able to borrow or whatnot. The money that is being used for road infrastructure now, where is it taken from?
The money is for road infrastructure?
Yeah, what's the source?
Well, there are different sources for road infrastructure. The tax of the 150 is for the road infrastructure. We have other loaners from banks who provide us loans for infrastructure, road rehabilitation as well. So there are different sources.
Okay, because the reason I ask that question, because I hear people are saying that the IMF money was sent for helping people recover from COVID, and it was used for other reasons. Is road infrastructure one?
That I am not able to let you know, but I can always verify it for you, and I'll get back to you next week, Monday, with that.
Thank you. And just one more thing. I am thinking that the $1.50 per gallon for gas, this should help a lot in road construction, and Miss Emma Hippolyte was not privy to that tax. So there should be enough money to build the roads and whatnot. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I want to thank you again and stay tuned to speak on it. Okay, you can give us a call again next week, Monday. Okay, so we will continue taking your calls here. We do accept WhatsApp calls at 489-4781, 489-4781, and let's hear your views on Speak On It. Good evening. Thank you for calling Speak On It. Hello.
Hello, good night. Can you hear me?
Hello. Okay, we lost that call. You can go ahead and give us a call back at 489-4781 and discuss any issues or speak on any issue that you think that needs to be highlighted in your different constituencies. Today is the 17th of August. I want to go ahead and wish my aunt in Oleodennery a happy birthday, Julita Donovan. Happy birthday to you. Okay, we have another call coming in. Good evening, caller. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Yeah, good evening. Kanisha, let me engage you here for a second. I have a quick question. And I'm late to the dance, so I don't quite understand exactly what's going on, so I'm hoping you can shed some light on it for me.
Okay.
And it's about the Cabot link, the Cabot development. I think you said that it's the SLP is creating problems and the SLP supporters are creating problems. What exactly is the issue with the Cabot link development, as you understand it?
Well, as it relates to the issues with the SLP supporters, they believe that what the government offered to Cabot should not have been what it is. They do not believe that the lady who have been there for 20 years should remove her establishment from there. Hence the reason there was a gathering at the lady's residence yesterday with reference to that.
Okay, that's Miss Marjorie. We know her name.
Yes, Miss Marjorie.
Respect. But so are you saying then that she should be allowed to be moved from that location?
No, I'm not saying that. I would never say that. The lady have history in that place. I listened to her, and like I said earlier, it is a discussion that is continuing with Marjorie, and whatever she decides with Cabot, then they would go ahead with it. So I do not, I'm not in the position to say that she must leave the area. No, I won't say that.
Okay, let me say this. I don't see any of this as an SLP issue or an SLP supporter issue, because I too believe that this issue is really bigger than Miss Marjorie. I believe the issue is about our Queen's Chain and the government allowing all mode of foreigners and others to enter into contracts with them that basically takes us out of the equation, and we should not allow it to happen. Now, as a St. Lucian, I think you probably should realize that if Cabot is allowed to continue with its development, that St. Lucians are barred from that one beach.
No, ma'am, no. This is the misinformation that you're looking to spread, and it's not going to happen on this show. As the Minister of Physical Planning stated earlier, if you were listening, I'm not sure if you were tuned in at that time, what he stated that St. Lucians continue to have access to all beaches in St. Lucia.
Okay.
All beaches will be accessed by St. Lucians in St. Lucia.
Okay, but here's what I'm telling you, okay? I understand what the minister says, and ministers have always told us that. all St. Lucians have all access to all beaches. Meanwhile, hotels are building barriers and gates all over the place. Now, the agreement that I understand that Cabot Link has and the development and the pictures, the renderings that I have seen shows that they are have actually started by digging a gully to prevent vehicular access to the site. And they're asking for private beaches so their high-end tenants would have access to the beaches as their own
Ma'am, like I stated earlier, the information that you are stating right now is not the correct information. There was an article going around which was sent to Cabinet and sent back to the Ministry of Physical Planning. That document is, I think that's what you're referring to. This document does not stand. Okay? Is she gone?
Does not. Do you have the correct document that you can show us now on your show?
The master plan is still with the organization that is taking care of it. Okay, so that information, once it is available, it will be provided to the public.
And when can the public expect that it will be provided to them?
Well, I'm not able to let you know of that, but once it is, I'm sure those who had the fake information would have it once it is provided. I'm sure you will be able to view it on your own as well.
Have you seen it personally?
No, I haven't.
Okay, then you're not on any ground to speak any more than the rest of us. So you need to educate yourself, young lady. Bye.
Ma'am, okay. All right. Thank you for calling. That was a call from the US of A. Thank you for tuning in. And you can continue to give us a call here on 489-4781, 489-4781. Okay, thank you for calling. Speak on it. Good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening, Kanisha.
Good evening, sir.
Are you having a wonderful show? First and foremost,
thank you.
Don't let these people call and make you feel bad about your show or the comments, because that's what they do all the time when they cannot deal with the issues at hand. Now, this lady who just called her with a beautiful British accent, I must say, she knows exactly what is going on. Everyone is trying to spin the situation just to create a problem. No one wants the facts. No one wants the correct information. All they want to do is create an issue, especially that Richard Frederick and Christopher Hunt. They know what's going on. They don't want to get the proper information. And everybody just jumped on the bandwagon. So keep on doing your great job. And all those UWB supporters that are watching, it is your duty and your obligation to share those shows when she's on, so the numbers can grow as we've been doing, and the solutions can get the truth. You all need to stop letting those labels fool you all with those false information. Keep on doing the great work, Kanisha. Don't be frustrated. Yo kati mama pa kapal angle apre samire. Lemo kapal yo parole me mamele. I will be on the backside every time they come with misinformation. You are doing a great job, and keep doing the damn job. Don't listen to nobody.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in. That was a caller again from the US of A. Like I have stated, and I'm going to quote you with a post I read over the weekend by the famous Richard Frederick. He said, "I was told that you must be important to be discussed, and that stones are never thrown at green mangoes. Oh, how true this is. Well, I must be a ripe Julie mango." Thank you so much, Richard. Okay, we're going to take this call. Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Yes, good night.
I just had one thing to say. In regards to you speaking of projects in various communities, when mentioning those projects, if you could also mention who the contractors are and what cost.
Okay, so you're breaking up. I can hardly hear you. You're breaking up. If you could speak in the phone, greatly appreciated. Hello? Okay, we lost that caller. Okay, thank you for calling. Speak on it. Hello?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
How are you, Kadisha?
I'm doing great. How are you, ma'am?
Oh, I'm fine.
How's the weather in the neck of your woods?
It's a lot of rain. Let me tell you, Kanisha, you see, this is the kind of propaganda that the people going around. That lady who called you her accent, American, wherever she is, I'm sure that lady knows better. But you know, politics have them, I don't know, you know, because they're going around saying they're going to put out Marjorie. They're not going to put out Marjorie. Marjorie has a good offer. I heard Marjorie has been offered over $150,000 US. Marjorie is offered new facilities, new road, new, you know, all kinds of good incentives. So the people who are telling Marjorie that she shouldn't take it, they're fooling Marjorie. They cannot offer Marjorie anything better. You understand? And it's not like they're pushing Marjorie up. You understand?
That's correct.
The lady who, it's not like they're putting her off or they're chasing her. That's what they've been saying, that they're feeling sorry for Marjorie. They want to take Marjorie out. No, but I've never heard anybody in authority say they're putting Marjorie out. You understand? Marjorie needs to get her lawyer, sit with Cabot, and get things going, because Marjorie is getting a better deal. Plus, when that thing gets into the golfing, Marjorie will get a lot of business. Marjorie will be right on the same beach. She has her customers will come there to her. So I don't know why they're doing that. But anyhow, Kanisha, keep up good work. Don't let anybody call you and spread propaganda. You have to just straighten them out, because especially the lady who called a while ago, I am very surprised at that lady. Just because, you know, when they're supporting a party, they're drinking all kinds of red Kool-Aid. Have a nice evening, my darling. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you so much for calling, and continue listening to us speak on it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we will continue taking the calls. We have one coming in. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Hey, good evening on a rainy night, Kanisha. Great job you're doing tonight in putting out the information.
Thank you.
I also want to call about that. I also want to call about that lady who was on not too long ago. And it is clear that regardless of what you say to her, that she has no intention of accepting the reality of the situation. The fact exists, and the fact is that the government is not trying to remove anyone. Marjorie has a valid lease for 1 year, which has existed since 2001 and continues and has continued every year up to next year when it expires. Marjorie is in
January,
discussions with the owners of Cabot in order to sort out the situation there. There has been the concerns or the manufactured concerns about the Queen's Chain and the use of the beach. And you stated quite rightly that there is no beach in St. Lucia that St. Lucians don't have access to. But these people continue to push that fake story, trying to appeal to people's sense of panic and fear. And you have to repeat it over and over, because they have absolutely no intention to accept the facts of the case. The fact remains that the lease of the Queen's Chain all around the island of St. Lucia has not prevented anyone from accessing the beach. And what these detractors who want to make it seem so, ask them to name one beach where there is a lease of the Queen's Chain and St. Lucians don't have access. Keep on doing the good work that you're doing in putting out the information, and at the end of all of this, we will see development in the north of St. Lucia for the benefit of St. Lucians.
Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, so you have a good night.
Thank you so much. And that is correct to your latter statement. It is just like the DSH project, the way they went around and provided false information. They protested. Every week they had a protest. Every week something was going on. And like I said, the government continues to provide to solutions what is best in their interests. Okay, I just want to, okay, we have a call coming in. Good evening, thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
I noticed that throughout your various episodes, you have been highlighting major developments in different constituencies. So I'm just calling to speak to Honorable Stevenson King as it relates to the Republic of Sunbelt. I am looking forward to much development in that area. As far as I can see, there's nothing much happening in that area, and I would love for him to really look into a water development project, especially so that the water supply in Sunbelt can be improved significantly. Also, there is need for youth development in Sunbelt, so I'm pleading to Honorable Stevenson King to pay some more attention to the Republic of Sunbelt. Thank you.
Okay, we'll pass on the message on. Thank you for listening. And thanks for calling in as well. Okay, so as I was stating earlier, it's this birthday celebration of my aunt in Olio. My niece Kira Sheree was on Saturday, August 15th. Happy birthday to you, Kira Sheree. And tomorrow will be my big day. It's International Carnation Day. And well, I see Asylum coming in with balloons and cupcakes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I have cupcakes here with Speak On It logo from the team here at Hitz FM. Thank you so much, Asylum. It's my birthday tomorrow. Okay? Yes, thank you so much. Here we have another call coming in. Let's take this call. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Oh, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Can you lower the volume of your radio, sir?
Hello, Kanisha. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Nice.
calling from St. Martin. I've been listening to your show for quite some time now, and you are doing a very great job.
Oh, thank you. How's St. Martin doing?
Well, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you. Do you have anything to say on what we spoke of tonight? Okay, we missed that. Okay. Okay, so as I was stating earlier, I'm having a celebration tomorrow. It's International Carnation Day. I am still accepting gifts, so you can go ahead and send that info to me. Okay? You can continue to call us at 489-4781. 489-4781. Okay, this will be our last call for this evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I tuned in a bit late, but I was able to catch a segment of the conversation about the Cabot development,
Okay.
and that sort of gave me the intention to call. So I am against the Cabot development as a solution who supports the UWP party to the the greater extent.
Okay. And what is
I
the reason that
disagree
you were
with-
against it?
Well, if you look at the coastal areas of St. Lucia, that are accessible to the public that you do know. You don't have to drive hours to get to drive off-road and whatnot. You'd notice that a lot of them are becoming homes to hotels and resorts and whatnot. And you're losing natural spaces, open spaces. And I used to spend a lot of time up there, walking my dog, going up there to think, hiking and whatnot. So I appreciate the area because I've spent a lot of time there. And also I understand that it was an historical archaeological site. And some of the first settlers of St. Lucia settled there. And there was an official dig by a U.S. university there. And I believe that St. Lucia is a small island, and to have 3 golf courses, that's a bit much. Golf is a sport that requires a lot of real estate, and to force that onto such a small country just doesn't sound, conducive for sustainable development. So I think it's a bad idea. I think there are other things that could have been done there. It could have been used as a reserve for animals. It looks sort of like a West African kind of terrain, so I'm sure maybe they could have brought in some peacocks and some other animals and put there, make it like an attraction for people and an escape. Because there are the beaches in the north. You go there on a Sunday with your children and it's just bare noise. People burning their own grills all over the place, pockets of music, no place to have quiet and think. You can't hear yourself think.
But you still have access to the beach, sir.
Yeah, not really. It's not only the beach.
Really?
It's a space leading up to the beach, which were homes to ancient settlers of St. Lucia, which are going to be leveled and grass is going to be planted on top of it. So people can play golf, which is just a sport. I understand that it's a sport that generates a lot of revenue, but it's just not sustainable for such a small country.
Okay. Okay, well, I want to thank you for the information you have provided.
So if I were to change my vote or not vote at all, it's going to depend on that. And that's how I'd like to end my contribution.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling and speak on it. Have a good evening. Okay, we're going to take a last call this evening, 4894781. I've seen some people have been trying to call for the longest while. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on
Hi,
it.
Miss Kanisha.
Hi.
Miss Kanisha. Yes, this is the Red Lobster. I'm just calling to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
So I just want to wish you a happy birthday. I'm wishing you well. I'm wishing you all the best, and as you continue your program, I'm just wishing you well. So I'm just wishing you a happy birthday.
Okay, thank you so much. And you have yourself a good evening.
You're most welcome.
Okay.
You're most welcome.
Okay, so I said this was the last call of the previous, but I've been seeing this number trying to call for the longest while. So I'm going to go ahead and answer. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, thank you so much. And you have a good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Can you turn down the phone, ma'am, and listen to the radio? Or not the radio, rather, the phone? Turn down your radio, ma'am.
Hi.
Can you turn down your radio, ma'am?
Hi. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I'm calling from Toronto, Canada. My name is Valerie from Tilarishus, Kanisha.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very pleased with the Speak On It show, and you're doing a fantastic job.
Okay,
and
thank you,
continue
Valerie.
doing this job, and every Monday I'm tuning, I'm running from work to put my phone on to listen to you. So you're doing a fantastic job. Continue doing the job you're doing, and don't let nobody, discourage you.
from doing that job.
Well, thank you so much for that. What a way to end tonight's program. I want to thank you for calling Speak On It, and keep staying tuned to Hitz FM and UTV channel 124.
You too, and happy birthday in advance.
Thank you as well.
And continue. Oh my God, I'm running from work every Monday to tune in to listen to you. So don't let no red put you down. The yellow will always rise and rise and rise and rise.
And that is correct. And yellow will continue to go on and on.
Oh yes,
and on.
Yellow is my favorite color also.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for calling Miss Valley from Toronto, Canada. You have yourself a great evening.
You too, darling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so it has been quite a long evening with us this evening. We have gone past the time. We actually gone past by 22 minutes, and we want to thank you for staying tuned to Hitz FM 92.1, 91.1 in the South, and UTV channel 124. This is where we come to the end of this evening's program, Speak On It. I am your host, Kanisha Flavia. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will meet again, same place, same time, next week for another episode of Speak On It. Have an enjoyable evening. Thank you.
Keep talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking. Got a lot more coming. We're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah. We've got a lot more coming.
UTV.
I know you
got it. If you identify with the most pulsating, the most riveting, the most eye-capturing, UTV.